Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be speaking on an actual case that happened to a good friend of mine growing up. He was about 20 years old and he was pulled over in his vehicle. He was the only one actually conducting the vehicle. They had no passengers. And they pulled him over, local PD, and they also took it upon themselves to actually search his vehicle for no apparent reason and discovered a firearm, loaded 9 millimeter, in between the driver's seat and the armrest, tucked underneath the upholstery. So he gets his vehicle impounded. He the weapon is actually taken from the actual vehicle. It's processed. It's actually uh, inventoried with the actual vehicle. So my friend actually gets taken to downtown to get processed, and along that process, he is charged with concealed weapon of multiple charges because he was not even old enough to actually have a firearm on his person, you know. So he gets set up. He gets processed to downtown. Now he gets shipped out to George Bailey, which is a actual. It's a county run jail run by the actual sheriff's department. And at this particular county jail, you can actually do up to 5 years, I believe, instead of sending you to actual to a state prison. They'll actually keep you in a local jail just to take some pressure off the State Department and of corrections, and it also applies for female inmates in Las Colinas. And if they have children, they're actually allowed to have the children visit once a week for about 2 hours, and they actually have contact with the kids in like in a nursery room environment type. Uh, but they have to get escorted there by an adult, but the adult is not allowed to go into the actual nursery room with the inmate, only the kids. So they can spend a couple hours a week, and that'll be once a week, and they have to make arrangement appointments, make sure there's eligibility for this type of visit. So he's already in George Bailey, and he knows his charges that he got. So he's waiting on his family actually to contact the bail bondsman to actual uh, work on actually getting him out on bail. So Saturday comes along, Sunday, nothing. So now Monday, he is doing court. So he is on his way back to downtown. And as he is being processed in downtown, he's thinking he's going to be able to go to court and work something out, whatever. So he actually gets sent into a different section, different group that's due to get released. So at 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 that step, mistakes happen, and human error can actually release an individual without having permission to release them. So it does happen, and it happens quite often. So there is uh, that actual, how do I say, that actual scenario. So he gets his paperwork, he gets released, and along with the paperwork, he gets the actual sheet to actually recover his vehicle for the impound. It has all the information, all the items that were uh, actually inventoried when it went to the pound. There is no mention of the actual gun. There is no mention on the actual gun on his paperwork. All charges were dropped. So he he's actually kind of confusing. Actually, at that point, I would too. I would just stay quiet and get some freedom. And we can, whatever happens, we can work it out, right? But he just kept quiet. And at the end, when he was about to get released, just out of curiosity, I don't know why he did it, but he told me he did. He actually asked one of the jailers, the sheriffs, I think they're deputies, whatever happened to the actual firearm that was in the vehicle. And I know that deputy did not have the actual information. He had no clue what my friend was talking about. But he just made a comment, oh, it must have got lost. It must have got misplaced. and he kind of giggled, and my friend just looked at him and kind of smirked and went on his way. So maybe somebody out there can actually educate us on what happens in a situation like that. Does the actual because my friend was not going to put in for a complaint, and my friend was not going to put in for actual report or an incident for the weapon not being. Why would he? If they do find it, they will charge him for that. So he just kept quiet. His family kept quiet. Uh, he was not the owner of the gun. It was not stolen, and it was not reported lost or anything like that. So there was no record of actual firearm. But between the initial stop and the property room, the weapon came up missing, and apparently it was never found again. Okay, guys, just another quick story. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.